Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Far Lands or Bust. Buck, buck, buck. Indeed, Far Lands or Bust. We are in episode 405. 405 of Far Lands or Bust, and our inventory is full. It is over encumbered. We are over encumbered with stuff. Things that we are just carrying around. We're carrying around diamonds and cobblestone for no reason, and golden apples, and I do need. I see this cow. Not, well, I do see the cow, but I also see a pig over here, and we are in need of a few more Wolfie treats. Oh, there's Wolfie. Get the pig! Get the pig, Wolfie! No, over here! Oh my God! What the heck was that? You complete idiots! The pig is over here! Alright, I suppose I'll do the killing. Oh gosh, he just like jumped. Now, if you ever need any sort of direct evidence as to the derpiness of Wolfie, that right there could be Exhibit A. I mean, I punched the sheep, or the pig. Gosh, I'm really getting my animals confused here. I punched the pig. Wolfie was like right there, going for it. Took a beeline just straight and then careened off the edge of the cliff down to a very dangerous pit. A pit of despair, but he survived. He's all right. Anyway, it's episode 405 of Far Lands or Bust, and it's Monday, September 15th, 2014, and we're still raising money for Child's Play charity at farlandsorbust.com, up to $12,105 raised season 5 this season since the end of this March is when we started season 5 of Far Lands or Bust, so I appreciate the continued support for Child's Play charity, helping get toys, books, and games to kids in hospitals around the world. Among other things, you can learn more at childsplaycharity.org about them specifically, where you will also very conveniently scroll down to the bottom of the page to see their platinum supporters, and Far Lands or Bust is right there, and that is thanks to you guys and the support we've gotten for the charity in past seasons. We're like up and over probably over $270,000 running grand total amongst all the seasons of Far Lands or Bust, and that's crazy amazing here. And speaking of charity, also over the weekend, last Saturday, like I kept mentioning, I believe almost every episode last week, the Mindcrack Marathon 2014 took place on Saturday the 13th. And I didn't have my name in the hat for any specific time slots, but I was around, and they needed somebody to fill in for an absent member of the UHC participants, and we did a live UHC, and I indeed participated in a live ultra-hardcore tournament on Twitch TV, and I scrambled together and was able to scrounge up my own live stream version of it. And we had on the main channel OMG Chad doing the play-by-play and jumping around to the different players, and it was really fun, really cool thing. And I'm actually starting to upload. Some people have made highlight videos, some people are just uploading it all in one 3-hour batch, but I've decided to, since we haven't had a UHC in a while, I guess, I've decided to take the standard 30-minute episodes, but I'll be putting those up on a daily basis. If you happened to either miss UHC, or maybe you weren't watching my perspective in particular, you can check that out. The first episode just went up earlier today, so very cool stuff. I had a lot of fun with that, and at the end of the weekend, I believe the number was $113,000 raised for Extra Life charities in just 24 hours. Last year's Mindcrack Marathon was 48 hours, and we raised $118,000, I believe. So we were definitely on double the rate for raising money for charity. And yeah, that was a really good time. And I'm glad, at first I wasn't entirely at all sure I would even be able to be around. So I was doing what I could to try to promote the event, but I'm glad that they happened to catch me, and I was at the computer long enough, and I joined MC Gamer, Brent Copeland from the Dead Workers Party, and Dire Dwarf for that 4-person team. It was a good group there. I think we got along there, and we got a good repertoire. Of course, we know MC Gamer from Speedrunners, and have we played UHC with? No, we haven't. I don't think we've been on a UHC with MC Gamer before. And then of course the other guys. So yeah, I think that worked out pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Woof. Also, something else that worked out pretty good is Minecraft news. Oh, that was that was in a different octave entirely from the standard Minecraft news theme music. But as mentioned last week, it has now become official. Microsoft is to be purchasing Mojang. Although not for $2 billion, but $2.5 billion they're buying Mojang, and you know, we all kind of expected that to be happening. And I actually logged on this morning at literally the right moment, because it was like I looked at the tweets and it was like posted 1 minute ago. This news happened. I'm like, oh well, good timing for old Kurt J. Mac to wake up and smell the coffee, quite literally. Oh, I need wood. I need wooden planks. Should collect them, perhaps. Perhaps here is a good place to collect wooden planks. But yeah, Microsoft obtaining Mojang for $2.5 billion. And, you know, Microsoft posted a little press release, and other people have as well. Mojang made a post. I am over encumbered once again. What do I have that I don't? Oh, it's because I have double mint gum. No, double tools here. So let's try to break some axes. I'm gonna break your axe. So yeah, it's been official, and I think the most important posts to look at, to read, would be that of Notch's. And like I mentioned in my earlier speculative video when I was talking about this, it obviously seemed like Notch, even since leaving development of Minecraft... Oh, now I'm just over-encumbered with wooden planks. Dang it! Dang it. Alright, well... We'll just continue on and say whoopity-doo-dah. Oh yeah, I guess we're gonna have some room when we make the elevated hidey hole. We'll get rid of a bed and whatnot. But yeah, Notch's post, he pretty much, you know, like I summed up, I can't remember what words I said, but, you know, it's kind of like, I don't think he ever wanted to be, like, the head, the CEO, you know, create a big gaming company with all this worth and influence or anything like that. And sure enough, in his post, which is pretty brief, but right on point, and like I said, I think you should check it out for that perspective. He says he's not an entrepreneur, he's not a CEO, he's just you know, he doesn't even consider himself a game developer. You know, he considers game developers people who want to, like, make games and make money and get popular games and stuff like that. And like he just likes making, you know, his it seems like his recent passion are these Ludium Dare, you know, the type of 24-hour game jam type of stuff where you just make something small and fun and then forget about it. Seems like it is up his alley. He likes coding. He wants to learn different coding languages and stuff. So, you know, it basically, you know, read it for yourself, but basically it boils down to is that it's great, you know, that Minecraft, he built this thing he never expected, nor did he really even want it to be this huge hit, but it was, and from that, obviously due to its success, he had to start Mojang, and he had to hire all people, and he kind of, once it kind of started to reach that critical mass, he left the helm of Minecraft thinking he would be done with it and be able to work on his other stuff, but it kept coming back, and even more recently, and he just didn't like being forced to be involved in this thing that he has moved on from, I suppose, and it's really the only thing he can do. I mean, you can't ask him to just quit and walk away, because then that leaves the Mojang, his you know, his majority stake in the company open for people to come in and snipe. So this way, by selling it, he has hopefully the most control over the terms and conditions upon which the majority stake is handed over, and Obviously, he gets compensated for his involvement, and obviously in being the creation of the entire thing in its entirety. And I think it's worthy of congratulations. I think you should, if you haven't already, say, you know, congratulations to Notch for you know, this is kind of his. You know, he's finally able to step back away from it. Hopefully, I'm sure there's, you know, there's a lot of residual stuff going on, and I'll touch briefly on that. But I don't know. I don't want to spend an entire episode talking about this, even though it's pretty major. It's pretty major. But I'll kind of wrap up, and we have quite a lot of news to go through, and I'll still try to get to some donor questions in the morning. And awakeness. Right, Wolfie? No? Oh, yeah? Okay. Continuing on. But yeah, I'm sure there is, well, there was even before, but there's a lot of negativity, and there's some people, well, there's maybe one or two people, at least in my Twitter feed, who, you know, they're, oh, I'm never supporting Microsoft on anything ever again, blah, blah, blah. It's like, first of all, nothing has happened yet. You know, they say in the press releases that, you know, a deal this big just doesn't happen at the drop of a hat. They don't write a check and then walk away. It's just, it's going to take months. Probably will be finalized before the end of 2014, but it's got to get approved by the different regulatory SEC committees and whatever. I'm not sure what is involved, being is there a Swedish company versus like being bought up by an American company. I don't know how that works, but it's got to be that. There's got to be all the terms laid out. I'm sure there's, on either side, you know, even on Mojang's side, it's not just like Notch is there on his lonesome talking to Microsoft. There's probably, you know, teams of accountants and lawyers and contract negotiations and blah 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 blah. It's a huge deal. So you know, it's not like, oh, today is the day that Microsoft takes over. No, it's going to take a long time. So we don't even know. We don't even have the slightest clue what's going to happen, nor do we need to be freaking out about it right now. I think you can, like I said, we can all congratulate Notch for, you know, now he's kind of, you know, he obviously was doing well already, but now he's being, you know, kind of rewarded, and he's able to step back and hopefully leave Mojang in good hands and move on. You know, there are far greater tragedies and injustices in the world that you can be spending your efforts on versus, oh, Microsoft is evil, oh, they're ruining Minecraft. They've done nothing yet. Nothing has happened. Keep it in perspective, people. Keep it in perspective. Even as myself, somebody who, and I said this on Twitter when I first heard it, I tried to think of something eloquent and only sounding like an idiot to kind of respond to this on Twitter. I just said good luck to Notch, and thanks for creating the game that changed my life, and actually for it's very humbling and kind of like one of those things that is still a little bit unbelievable to me, that Notch, the creator of the game that has allowed me to do what I'm doing now and has created and spawned Far Lands or Bust, and also spawned my entire, what I suppose you could call a quote-unquote career on YouTube. Notch himself has said he will at times, and he supports Far Lands or Bust, and in that New Yorker article he said how he'll sometimes, it's good to have it on in the background of programming, and you know, a lot of the way you guys watch it too, you say you don't watch maybe the video per se unless something you hear interesting happens. You'll just keep it on in the background while you're playing other games or playing Minecraft or doing homework or something like that. So you know, to me, that's you know, I couldn't ask for, I never would have even expected that the people who create the games even notice my videos, let alone something of that stature. And of course, he's also helped many times, oh, well, 10, well, I would have to look back to see, but, you know, I'm sure it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but he's over $10,000 of the running total for Far Lands or Bust having raised for Child's Play charity came from Notch himself. It's not from Mojang, that's from Notch himself, Notch's personal fundage, so, you know, that's, and he's, wow, careful, Wolfie, what did you just fall down another hole for? Watch where you're walking, dude. Crazy guy. I also want to thank Notch for programming in the very derpy wolf mechanics and AI. Although I don't know, maybe somebody else at that time. Yeah, well, when did they come in? 1.4 or 1.5? Yeah, I'm not sure if it was Notch or by that time they had other people on the team programming. But yeah, in my own opinion, this is kind of like what everybody I don't want to call it like the American dream or anything like that, or like, oh, what everybody dreams of this, that, or the other, but it's somebody who started small, created something from their own mind and through their own skills, and upon many, many, many years, it's not like this was an overnight success, but upon many years of work and making the right choices, some wrong choices here and there, and learning from those, and eventually you end up, and then something like this happens, and I only see that as a positive, as a little bit of you see a little bit of the glimmers of hope for the rest of us, I suppose, in an otherwise era where there isn't that much. This is kind of a real life success story here that I think should celebrate right now. And whatever happens, I guess. We'll run with the punches and we'll react to them when they happen. We can't be reacting to things that never happened yet. But yeah, indeed. So, too long, didn't read. Congratulations to Notch and the Mojang team. I said in my tweet, good luck with the future. I don't believe in luck, that it's an actual thing. Luck, like most people attribute luck to winning at sports or doing this, that, or the other. It's more, it is skill and making right decisions and taking action and things like that makes things happen. But I say congratulations is probably better to say than good luck. So congratulations! Woo! Woo! Alright, so continuing on to the next topic, we also want to say congratulations to Vintage Beef. Vintage Beef is currently in Europe. I believe he's in Italy right now, but he's taking part in the Forza Fuel Challenge event thing. Forza, at the end of the month, is coming out with a new Forza Horizon game, and this is part of their promotion for that, is they've invited what I assume and what I think are mostly YouTube personalities, internet personalities from around the globe. Beef is representing Canada, and they've invited them to a European road trip, they're calling it, in supercars. And there are a series of... Ooh, hold on. Yeah, you've already had your fun jumping down endless, bottomless death pits in this episode. Wow. That goes pretty far down there. Pretty far down, man. Far down. Hold on, I just want to investigate. I am investigating this, yeah, the dark and magical pit of Bottomless Destiny was a little bit more grand because it was so big. Like, you could see all the way down to lava. Not so here, so let's... very interesting to see, but let's continue on. We've got places to go, Farlands to be at. Alright, Wolfie, I'm going to run that way. You follow me. Wolfie, yep, no, keep coming this way. Hello? Yellow? Yep, alright, he's fine. Woof, yeah, I hear ya. Alright, so yeah, Vintage Beef is doing that right now, and it's still a little bit confusing, to be honest. The website doesn't really give too much information as to what to do, but basically, if you have, or if you want to sign up for a, I almost punched Wolfie, for a Windows Xbox Live. I almost tried to put the compass in the water and ride it. It's the survival compass. It's buoyant. Yeah, if you go to the website and if you have a Windows/Xbox Live account, you can enroll and sign up for Team Beef. And they don't explain the metrics as to how they get scored, but I assume the more people who join Team Beef, the more points he has that then allows him to win either the overall thing or the certain champion or certain events. Today they're doing something with their supercars racing against a helicopter, which is a very Top Gear-ish type of thing. Beef is in a V8 Bentley thing that I'm not entirely sure about, but it fits Beef. It fits Beef, and he's been paired up with some professional drift champion of some description. But it's a real life thing, I suppose I should say. He's like really, this is a thing I'm not sure of. I'm sure they've paired these people up with actual race car drivers because those are the ones who are going to be driving these expensive cars. But yeah, they're doing something against the chopper, but I'm like, where do we watch this? How do we know what they're doing? But then the fan challenge is today anyway, to post a supercar selfie. I'm not sure. I don't have many selfies of myself. I don't have any pictures of myself with a car. So I posted my picture with Space Shuttle Atlantis when it was in the orbiter processing facility in 2012 when I was there for the SpaceX NASA tweet up. So I still have hair and I don't have a beard. So it's a throwback supercar selfie. And I just say it's got wheels. It's got 37 million horsepower. It goes 27,500 miles per hour. It's a supercar. But other people are posting pictures of themselves with their own cars or with show cars or blah, 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 blah. And you tag that on Twitter and on Instagram, hashtag Team Beef. And I assume that gives him points as well. Everybody who uses Team Beef with a picture gets him a point. And either a culmination of the results of the helicopter race and the selfie hashtag race gets the team point. I have no idea. It just seems fun. He's probably having a good time regardless, and then you have a chance to win the next Forza Horizon game or a t-shirt or stuff like that. So I would recommend everybody help him out with that as well. Team Beef! Woo! Team Beef! And we'll continue Team Farlands Bust in the morning. Wolf, yeah, Wolfie's on Team Farlands Bust. Well, he's kind of forced to be, so... And Awakeness. Ooh, that was getting kind of dark. It was getting kind of dark that night. Ooh, starting to write an Edgar Allan Poe poem. Oh, yep, I see flaming stuff. Hey, guy, how you doing? A little bit hot out. Sunglasses. So yeah, that's kind of cool. It's a cool thing to see. What else has happened? Oh, we've got some... Well, no, I'll save that for next episode. That we have time to talk about. So let's actually get to on this final day of today's episode of Farlands or Bust. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. I want to check that out. Check it out! Wolf. Whoa! Wolfie wants to check it out. Bloop. We've got a question here from James in the UK. James asks, have you been catching up with Peter Capaldi's take on Doctor Who? I have not. I have not watched a single episode. I have not partaken in the questionable means at which I could obtain such an episode. I have to be kind of careful with that because my internet connection does kind of help me survive with the whole YouTube, and that's how I make the money and keep food and a roof over my head. I keep the food over my head. I don't know if you've heard of that that way to do that. I keep refrigerators in my ceiling. No, so yeah, I'm a little bit. That's the way I would have previously obtained, because I don't have cable either, so I don't have BBC America, and no, we here in America cannot watch on BBC iPlayer because it's region locked. You selfish bums. And I'm sure I could go through a VPN or something like that to try to confuse and disorient the BBC website into allowing me to watch the episodes. But no, I haven't watched a single episode of that. Your next question, James from the UK, sounds a little bit spoilery. But since you've asked it and I've already read it and I've already hopefully maybe been spoiled, then I'm going to read it aloud here. But how do you feel about Jenna Coleman leaving Doctor Who, and who has been your favorite companion? I had no idea she was leaving. It apparently hasn't been mentioned in an episode yet, but it's like news, like she's already announced that she's leaving. I don't know. I didn't really ever feel like her character was given a chance to be a character. It was really unfortunate how... Ooh, oh, I'm on a kind of precarious perch here. Like, her character didn't have... Like, Rose had a background, and oh god, and a family, and her boyfriend. Amy Pond even kind of had a background, but kind of not, because her, like, just skipped over her whole childhood and growing up thing, so there was a little bit of a background there. But what's her name? I forgot what her name was. The souffle girl. Yeah, she was just, like, brought into existence and really didn't have any sort of... She was just kind of arm candy, it seemed, which was really kind of dopey, and really I didn't feel was incredibly... she didn't have any depth. There was no depth to her character, and it was really not too great. So, and that kind of showed in the storytelling and her dialogue. It was like, why is this person here? She's... it just seems like, oh, the Doctor needs a companion, so let's materialize one out of thin air. So certainly not any fault to her as an actress, but just to the writing and Stephen Moffat. I feel maybe time for somebody else to take over. Spending too much time on Sherlock, he is maybe. There that goes, and Wolfie finishes the job. Although that pig gave us nothing. Oh man, I gotta make another boat to get across this moat. A boat to get across a boat. Beep, 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 beep. There we go. Now our inventory is kind of clearing up a little bit. Sort of, maybe. Not really. And who's your favorite companion? Well, I've only been watching the modern series. And I'm not sure. I want to say Amy Pond, but only for that 7th season. Or that first season she and Matt Smith were on. Because, again, after that season, it seemed like her backstory and her needs or her inclusion in the storyline was kind of taking a back seat to just, being with the Doctor and this, that, or the other. And I didn't find that too favorable in the getting me to care about all the characters department. But, yeah, I liked... Just because that was the first... Oh, yeah, I guess I should specify. A lot of people already know this because I mentioned this a lot of times. The first season of Doctor Who I watched was Matt Smith's first season. And I really like that. And then I'm like, okay, maybe I should go back and start from the 9th Doctor, right? 9th, 10th, 11th... Yeah, the 9th Doctor. And go forward from there with the modern series. I mean, Rose was alright, but I think better with David Tennant than she was with the 9th Doctor. Probably because David Tennant was a little bit more invested in the series than... I totally forgot his name, but the 9th Doctor, that guy. The heck? His name is... Bleh. I don't... My brain doth not work. Doth not work at all. But yeah, anyway, I think that kind of sort of answers the question. But yeah, I haven't been watching the Capaldi episodes at all. I don't even know what episode they're on. Maybe I'll have to wait for it to get on Amazon or some other non-sketchy means of obtaining the episodes. Don't break laws, kids. So yeah, there's that. There's that. Let's look at another question here. We got a couple minutes left. Black sheep, black sheep. Have you any wool, etc.? Let's see. This is one from today. I just got in. From Bacon Robot. What is your opinion of bacon? And what is your opinion of robots? I have a feeling that you have some sort of personal interest in both of these items. Bacon Robot. What is your opinion? Bacon? Like the bacon. I went on a whole bacon rant earlier this season talking about how I discovered that baking your bacon, as opposed to frying it on a frying pan, is to me now the official and the Farlander endorsed method of bacon procurement and enjoyment. So you bake your bacon in the oven as opposed to doing it on a skillet. Highly recommended, highly recommended. Although it's been a long time since I've gotten bacon. Been a long time. My meat intake has decreased dramatically recently. And what do I think about robots? Was that the next question? Your name is Bacon Robot, right? I like robots. I like robots. I like the kind that go to different planets, rove around the surface, take pictures. Oh, this is like a perfect segue of the thing I wanted to talk about in the next episode, because there is a robot heading for a comet. Let's just talk about it right now. The Rosetta lander is heading for comet P67 Churyumov-Gerasimenko, Russian name. And they've actually selected... Oh, excuse me. They've selected a burp. They've selected a landing site because it's also carrying a lander. Rosetta is carrying a lander, a little tiny lander that is going to, for the first time ever, first time we've ever attempted, I should say, to land on a comet. And they've selected a site, and the landing is due about or on November 11th of this year. So November is an interesting month for planetary science. And it's very cool. I mentioned this before. It's a very cool comet. It looks kind of like they kind of dubbed it the rubber ducky. It's got that kind of almost very bulbous peanut shape, the nucleus, and they're going to land. This lander is going to land, and since the comet, it's, when you see pictures, oh god, whoa, okay, whew, thought that was a giant fall. Oh, well, I guess that water wants to say where it's at. Yeah, you see pictures of the comet from the spacecraft, and you think, oh, you know, you ever think of comets, you think, oh, it's just a little, you think of snowball, you think of something small or tiny. This thing is like the size of Manhattan. It's an actual thing. It's got like mountain ranges, and it's got its own craters and impacts on the surface, and definitely different features. There's some plains areas, and they've been searching for, like I said, they went with Site J, so they had Site A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, you know, they had a dozen or so possible landing sites, and they've chosen Site J as one that is both scientifically interesting, but also safe for the lander to land on, because it's not going to be a precision landing. I think they have like a 10-kilometer... Yeah, this is, if you have a 10-kilometer give or take on where the lander is going to land, then you can just imagine how big the surface of the comet is regardless. You know, both safe for that. And it's actually, since there isn't, it's still small enough where there isn't a lot of gravity, so it's actually going to land with a harpoon. It's going to like shoot a harpoon in, and like a whale, like a white whale, a gray cometary whale, and then it's going to drill. It's got like little bores to bore in and drill into the surface to kind of clamp on, just so it doesn't, otherwise it would just bounce right off because there's so little gravity. So that's going to be interesting. So you have to select a site that isn't all just loose dust, or else you're going to drill into nothingness and the dust is just going to fly away. But also you don't want to land somewhere that's going to drop you in the middle of a boulder field, or something. You know, they want something that's also in that's lit by the sun fairly regularly. You don't want to pick something that's in shadow and you're not going to be able to take any pictures of anything, or that's going to be in like a radio blackout. So that was the news I was holding on for next episode, and now I have spent it, and now I'm going to be searching quite dramatically for some new stuff to talk about at the beginning of the next episode. But did I have Wolfie sit? Oh, come back. Did I? Did you? Are you sit? Yep, you sit. Here, let me give you a... Have a light. I know you don't smoke, but have a light. Let's do this. We've got our hallway here. Let's make it a full-sized hidey hole. And thank you everybody who's donated to Child's Play Charity, and thank you everybody who donated throughout the Mindcrack Marathon over the weekend on Saturday. Turned out to be a great cause, and well, I mean, it turned out to be a great event. Obviously, it was a great cause, but I'm not gonna spoil anything. But there were some very generous people who helped out with the UHC. See, with the UHC, people were able to donate, say, $20 to give Kurt a diamond ingot, or, you know, whatever. I'm not sure what exactly it was, but, you know, there were different items that could be donated at various levels, and some of them were very generous indeed, and I feel like they did help us out at least a little bit, and I appreciate all those people who specified me for their the recipient of their goodwill. I got a lot of, got a ton of leather and sugarcane. I think was probably one of the lower tier things. But I remember I just watching my inventory fill up with sugarcane and leather. It was pretty funny. And I kind of do wish all the chat was going by saying this person donated this to this, this to this. I kind of wish it would like whisper it to you or like highlight your own name just so I could like thank the people specifically. But you'll see that, like I said, daily at about 10 a.m. was that 11 a.m. Pacific or Eastern time is when each of those UHC archive episodes will be going up. So check that out, and thank you everybody for being so charitable. And once again, give a congratulations, a very positive congratulations to Notch and the Mojang Minecraft team for their success. And you know, we're looking forward to the future. The future, you say? The future. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. Oh, excuse me. They've selected a burp.